This is currently the end of January, where I have just completed a little challenge where I made one beat a day for the entire month of January. I don't usually make beats that often, so I wanted to see firsthand what is it like to have some sort of like schedule, to have to put something kind of creative every single day. And yes, I took some notes and I just wanted to share them. The first week was kind of interesting because this was kind of me getting so excited of doing this little challenge. For the first week itself, I think I made some cool beats that I really like. I think this was like day 8, something like this is this beat. So I started off with I guess a kind of nice chord, something like this. But then I've kind of bounced that out, added a little bit of a compressor and things. And then I tackled the drums, which is kind of, the drum is what drives this a little bit. I like it a lot. So if you mix it with the keys, it should sound like a... There is a heavy side chain, kind of heavy side chain on the keys for the kick to kind of, you know, hit. And then the bass kind of follows the piano, because the piano is kind of the main piece, I think, aside from the drums. Just the guitar bass. And after adding some effects, some vocals, everything should sound like this. No, the second week was not that, I guess, positive. It was still good. Having to make beats every day felt a little bit like a chore. I usually make my beats at the end of the day because I work during the day, and then only at the end of the day I kind of like sit down and then try to make something. So like after the whole day I'm like tired, having to like think of other things, work and stuff like this. Then I'm like, I have to do this again because of the challenge. Although it still felt like a chore, there was those kind of still highlights. Alright, so this one I think I made it off on day 10. I really like this like no kick type of beats. I've been kind of removing stuff as I was kind of making beats. No snare, no kick, you know, this kind of thing. So I started off with a very simple drum, I think. Kind of very simple, just very easy to write on. So after that, since this is a little bit I don't want to say full, but I didn't want to break that vibe of like simple, so I added a sound, kind of like an atmospheric sound. So that was giving like an eerie vibe to the whole thing. But I felt like a big bass, like kind of heavy, will ruin that. So I added a very simple bass, I think. So I'm using 2 basses. These kind of bass adds a little bit of accent to kind of the main bass, so it doesn't, I guess, gets boring. Like always. And I added that little ghost notes. So yes, this was one of my favorite beats. This was day 10-ish. That was day 10. Now, in the third week, things started to, I guess, get a little bit better. Although the kind of side of it being a chore, in a sense, was still there. I was still kind of feeling like I have to do this again. At the end of the day, I have to do this. But I started to kind of enjoy it a little bit. I kind of started to get a little bit more involved with the beats. I started to go outside. Not a very good idea because it was snow and everything. But I started to go outside, cafes and stuff like this to make my beats. The SP404 is very good for that. But it was kind of like started to get a little bit, I guess, not necessarily experimental, but kind of being outside of a box, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So this third week was really cool. Alright, so this is the beat I made on the third week. I don't remember exactly when. I made like a little highlight on my Instagram profile if you want to check it out. I have the SP404 and the Roland S-1. That's kind of the bass. So it starts with this. This is I don't even remember where this is. So I have these two little instruments, like playing chords, really nice kind of lo-fi house chords. And then on the S1 I have bass. I have the S1 connected to the input of the SP404, the front input, not the back, because in the front I have like a little volume. Of course the SP404 send MIDI to the S1. I think from there it's just the drums. No, so I have this. Just like a little crowd. Comes the bass, comes some drums, and then a 909 snare with a little ghost snare in there. And that's pretty much it. And I'm kind of adding some vocals here and there. So that's it. This is a beat that was pretty nice. I really like the way it kind of got together. And yes, of course, perhaps I forgot to mention, but it runs through the Monotron, and then the Monotron runs into my mixer. My mixer then comes to my audio interface. So now the fourth week, it was still kind of continuing. Kind of a nice week, I guess. Just I'm following the third week kind of momentum. Since the nature of these kind of things is that it is a challenge, the fourth week is like, you know, I was kind of like looking forward to the end of the challenge at the end of the day. But the fourth week was still enjoyable. I think in this was kind of the last couple of days I made some of my favorite beats. But this one I made in Logic. I really like this. This is like a house again type of a thing. So I have some synth going. This is a little synth that I've kind of I think this was a sample, I think, or something. And then after this, I have some more synths. This is kind of like accent to the previous one. So from this, I think the best start was to develop some sort of drums. So I have my little snare, like, and then some little percussion stuff. And a little triangle. And then the open hat, but I think in this kind of demo it comes too fast, but yeah. And then some 909 stuff. But bass, so it goes like this. And then I was playing around with Future's vocal for Honest. And then I got little vocals here and there. You know, so I kind of to add the little things when I was making this beat. And then comes the best part, I would say. So yes, like I mentioned, I don't usually have this kind of like everyday making beats. Usually the way I do it is like every other weeks or every 2-3 weeks I just sit down and kind of make 4 or 5 beats, and then it kind of uses random stuff, all of these sort of things. But having to kind of sit down every day, it was a really good experience, and I think I have couple of takeaways from this. I think one takeaway for me would be how quick and I guess maybe a little random making beat has become, or like has been throughout this challenge. Sometimes, although I kind of make my beats at the end of the day, I'll probably be scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, and then like something hits and I'm like, oh, let me just sample this, or let me just do something with this. Of course, it doesn't happen every day. 30 days is a long day, so it doesn't happen every day. But during those times, it's a little bit refreshing to kind of like something hits. Not necessarily having to go through like presets and like sample library and stuff like this when it just hits. One thing that I wouldn't necessarily say negative, but I say kind of was a little bit hard about this, is the nature of this being a challenge, and also the concept of it doing like something every day. Having this concept of like ticking a box, I guess, because when I did this, I have like a little reminder on my phone, and then like there was times, I'm not going to lie, where I was just like, yeah man, I'm just going to make something just to tick the box. So it kind of, I guess there is this like a little impact on how we think about it. Is like, oh, just like a ticking box exercise. There are a few times where this happens to me, and then now that the challenge is finished, I was looking back at those beats and I was like, I'm not really sure about this. Another side effect of this kind of ticking box thing is that I was kind of only limited into certain gears. Although in kind of the beats that I was making kind of a little bit diverse, I would say, beats. But in the gear that I was using, I think I've noticed that I only use kind of the most convenient gear. I only made beats with the SP404, of course, and then in Logic, I only use the Launchpad. These two, and in a sense also like a little bit the Roland S-1, but for the most part, the beats has been done by these two gears. And that was a little bit unfortunate because I didn't get to use like the Korg and other things. But I guess this was a little bit of a side effect of, I guess, the kind of having to do something and then like the checkbox. These were the most convenient. I just grab it and then do something and then it's finished. I check the box. But in a sense also it kind of get me to understand a little bit what these gears are for. So moving forward, I would perhaps will not make beats or like one beat every day, but I would probably make beat more often because this kind of helped me get that kind of like very instant scrolling. I'm like, I see a cool sound or some sort of kind of vocals on social media or something comes in my mind and I'm just like, yes. So yes, that was my takeaway from this little challenge. Have you attempted something like this? I would say that this sort of kind of experience perhaps something to be tried. I would recommend at least. for me, that's this challenge. I am on to the next one. There is always a new challenge coming, so yes, I'm on to the next one. But yes, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.